Good morning. I just finished setting up my sacred space. And you'll notice this week it's a little bit different. I've saved a chair for you to join me. I saved a chair. It's got a pink thing on it for Donna to join me. I know she's not here in the physical right now, but she's here in the mental and in the spiritual. So let's talk about setting an intention today. What we see in the world out there, let's set it in our hearts. Let's set it in our hearts. Just like I decided to set in the prayer chaplain room with all those things that I know support me and that surround me, we set an intention to support ourselves. This intention here is to know that you are all with me. Know that whatever I hold in my heart or we hold in this box is that wish for the highest and best for all. And why I have this in here, this is Charles and Myrtle. You know, it's a reminder that I must practice the presence of what I know the truth to be. So to be in the world, but not of it. And of course, I've lit the unity candle as a reminder that we can light a fire to anything that we desire. Wow, that was kind of poetic. Thanks, Spirit, for bringing that through me. And so how do we do that? And I think today's daily word is a great way to start that. We've got to let go of that human element so that we can meld back in or be one with that spiritual element, that deeper truth, that higher understanding of who we are when we're in the world, but not of it. So let me give you just a brief moment of silence in the candle as you set your intention today. So many times in our busyness, we forget about being. We forget about ourselves. It's kind of like when I went to the store today to get things that would help Charles and I finish a project or something that we wish to see come forward. It required a magnetic screwdriver. A magnetic screwdriver. So as I was preparing my list and he mentioned, don't forget the screwdriver, I displaced something of me in order for something of us to come through. It's kind of like when you keep an empty chair next to you, my family history is so that you've got an extra place at the table in case anybody stops by and wants to be part of us. The door's unlocked. The chair has been placed. The intention gets set in order so we know what we are holding space for. Space for to join us. Now, if I already have a full mind and a full heart, which thank you for never being full, but if I have a full mind, sometimes I displace something in order for something else to go through. So today's daily word is about that. It's about letting go and letting God. It says, our affirmation for today is I let go and trust in life's perfect unfolding. I let go and trust in life's perfect unfolding. I know that if I release my control over it and I open it up for the greater good, which is one of the lessons that everyone here at Unity and the Olympics has supported me with, then that good sees that opportunity to move in. And it may be not what I envision, but I can at least envision the clearing so something can come through. So I now have that thought that I can release a thought of something as trivial of, I need to get this for myself because I have a need, and replace it with, I have a desire for a solution. Sometimes a better thing comes through. Guess what? Let's open that opportunity. I release into this flame something that has been bothering me, or something that has caught my awareness, because I know there's a higher answer to it, a greater answer, if I am in that moment and not of it. So let's start with our affirmation. I let go and trust in life's perfect unfolding. Hard thing to do, but as more as I say that, I see it coming through. And here's the story that goes behind it. Each day is filled with happenings that I may or may not like. If I let what's going on outside determine how I feel inside, it will be hard to find peace. When I let go and trust in life's perfect unfolding, I am no longer swayed by experiences, whether good or bad. God within me stabilizes and sustains me as I navigate my life's changes, whether I'm facing looming bills, an upcoming school assignment, or career and family responsibilities. I feel myself letting go. I come apart a while and rest, taking precautious moments to be still, to know, to align with God's power and presence. I trust that God is mightier than any of my circumstances. In all things, God is. God is. My anxieties are dispelled because I know God is love. And I am that. I am. I am that loving expressing. That love expressing. Let's say that again. Just that part. I am that love expressing. That's a beautiful message. That's a beautiful message. If we let go, we can be that love expressing. Or if we sit in the silence, we'll get a new message for us that will help us embrace and support that which we see in the material world by what we have on what people say the mystical side or the mythological side or the inspirational side that's within us that we were born with. And it comes from a thought that's in 1 Peter 5:7. It says, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. So let's talk about that he. Is it something you can't define? Do you need to change that out for another pronoun so that you get the entire message of that short sentence? Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. So let's go into a place of silence, in a place of inner peace, where we can reflect upon that message so that he can be with you. Now, let's just focus on the one word then. If we're not comfortable with that he, and let's just call it E. So everything can be with you. So you can be present in that moment. So we have to get rid of all those things that are filling in our mind. All those to-dos. As I watched a video of myself the other day, when you get to the end of a to-do, you have a to-da. Ta-da, you're done. So I talked yesterday about where is the beginning and where is the end. You get to choose that. And you get to choose your practice and how to move through each and every experience you go through. So my intention today is oneness. If I could express oneness to be here now in the moment, what do I need to release? I need to release that notion that I am separate. So how do I do that? One of the ways I do so is I shut my eyes. And when I do so, it enhances all those other senses I have on the physical side. So right now I release my vision. I release other ideas that are coming to me. They're not in alignment with me releasing. And with each breath, I come more into the feeling nature. And I allow the peace to move over me. I move out of the way that what is right before me. And as I shut my eyes, I create a clear slate. A clear slate for anything to appear on. And I'm okay if it doesn't come to me like fireworks behind my eyelids. I'm okay if it comes through me as the pulse of my body or the beat of my heart or the way the thought lays upon my heart. As I release what I feel I don't have, I create a space for something new to fill it. It doesn't have to come in this moment. Kind of like the cat, if it sees an opening and it knows that you're in there and you're ready to be one with the cat. Spirit is willing to be one with you. That's how it's coming to me today. So the intention I set out there was love for the world. And I have to massage it and stroke it, just like I do for the cat, for it to know that those actions that I am taking are those of love. So Spirit puts that in my mindset for a moment. I sit with that. And the more that I rub or pet or stroke that idea, or keep it in my awareness, I see more love materializing. You know, right now when I think of love, I see all the hugs that I miss, but realize, and I realize, that those hugs are just a symbol or for the way I feel about you. Those hugs represent a symbol about how I feel you towards me in the physical world, how you embrace me and what I stand up for, or I stand for, and I'm grateful. But I ask Spirit for a deeper love than that. So I sit there and I say, thank you for the image that you presented. How else can I see us through this? You know, that's one of the blessings that I'm seeing coming forward is as we come together in mind and idea, I choose how I express through that. And right now, I see the love of all the congregation coming to me in their gratitude. I received a lot of gratitude yesterday. I still feel that gratitude with me today. That's the part of the recent past I want to keep. I want to keep with me in this discovery. I want to keep with me all the words of coaching and encouragement that came forth from yesterday, knowing that if I can see this through and I communicate it to you, you too will see it through. I see that I have the energy and the resources of all the people that surround me to be that love. I see them desiring upon me all the dreams and the wishes they have for me. I see them. Wow, it's hard to feel them. I feel them in all the notes that I leave for myself, all the prayers that I lift, all the blessings they bestow upon me, and I bestow upon them. I see coming through me the first time that I heard when I was at a Unity church and I sat in that third row and in that second seat, and I listened with my heart wide open. The first time I heard God loves me in a new light. I see the face of Pat, one of my housemates at the moment, coming forward and saying those words of loving observation of how I don't have to go through this alone and how we don't know how to support one another anymore. Because what we have left with when we put on our masks and we're asked to stay separate, I see them checking on me to making sure I still am. You know, how do we create the soliloquy of we unless we turn over that which is me to something higher? How do we move from silhouette that's a threat to it being fully illuminated with all the gifts we're trying to express, which are love? How can I, that little bitty speck, that dotted L of parallelism, how can I make a difference is what we're asking, what I'm asking, to the bigger picture. And I see the gifts that I have to rely on. One of them being spirit. So I practice my engagement with spirit so that I can come up with a reality for my relationship. To be that expression moving forward. And every day, in every moment, I give permission for that message to come through. Now, it may not come through to you as being part of our, that connection, that you of connection of you being your part in that to the reality or to what is real or what I call life. But I know if I release, I know it's mine to do. And as I said yesterday, I pull out my toolbox instead of the tears so that I can brave everything and be here, present in the moment. Sometimes I have to walk away because I become overwhelmed, but I always center back in the truth. Love is there. Love is. How do I recognize it? How do I allow it to add meaning to my life? On the inside, it says I need to be. And it's okay. As a great song that comes through me now says, in the silence, there is peace. In the silence, there is unspoken love. In the silence, there is joy. I say in the silence is those unspoken conversations that I've just learned are so powerful. Even if you have it with that higher self and not with another on the physical side, know that that spoken word is out there. That feeling and that intention is out there. That space of you being in your light out there that is coming through you is there. It provides comfort for others, and it provides peace to your soul. And you listen. You listen with that open heart. And you breathe. If you look at the letter B, it's in perfect balance and harmony, where the top is equally proportioned on a capital B, but yet it's still known as a lowercase b when we do our part and connect to everything. It still keeps its definition when it changes from one reflection to another. In a mind exercise, can you take what's you below and move it to the top? That roundness, that full of life circle that you are, connected to that string of life, and see God's radiant being above you, supporting you even though you can't see that circle of life, moving in and through you. So are you ready to let go of all the things that have come through you now? Is there any that you can bring back with you? Is there any, as we call it in the youth and family ministry area, is there a takeaway from your moment? And don't worry if there's not, because the takeaway may show up later. The seed's already been planted for your intention. That's the beauty of you. So it's each time that you take a breath now, allow it to open your heart so that you can be that you intend to be. And you can also move that energy to be not just for the me. If you think about the highest and best for all, you think about the we. We are one in love. That's what I bring back. We are one in love. No matter how the universe packages it or how they wrap it for us to see, God is. So come back to this time and place in the presence of now with me. Now I ask you to think about what you had as a takeaway that you can use throughout your day to reflect upon that you are loved. I'm asking you to make a mental note or a gentle reminder to be in the world but not of it, expressing in motion, as they used to say in the old ways that they read the Bible, being the hands and feet. I know you can do it. This is Tim from Squim. Before I go, for those of you out there watching, we had some wonderful board meetings and some planning meetings yesterday, and we have some beautiful things yet to come. The first one is last week's prayer and meditation time, which we do for releasing the names in the box, has been moved to this coming Wednesday. If you'd like to join us, please send me an email at unityintheolympics.org and we'll send you the Zoom link. We'd love for you to come into the connection within the oneness. If you can't do that, know that we could send you out our prayer list, and we'd like you to keep it in confidence, but also hold it close to your heart so that you're willing to let it go when we do have that prayer and meditation hour or time. It's not actually a whole hour. The second thing is since we're digital, one of the messages that has not gone out yet, because I haven't put it in any kind of solid form yet, is one of the messages that we have is we're going to take a gentle approach into reopening the physical structure of unity in the Olympics. But know that we have a structure in place because we know that the church is more than a building. We have people. And what we discovered yesterday is we have infinite resources. I've always wanted to be in the presence of someone that couldn't make it out here from the other side of the countries, from around the world. We've opened up that opportunity so that they can join us here for our Sunday services since they're virtual. And we are now bringing in all the technology so that we can make it with ease and grace coming into our picture. Because we don't want to lose those that are watching from a distance. When we do go back, when we do announce that we're going to go back to being in the physical, you get that choice. You can be in God's love in the ethers coming soon. You can be in that God expressing through others in the physical. We have to learn patience, and we have to practice our presence wherever we are. This opens the door for wonderful people like Kurt Carter saying yes, and hopefully Rosella Sims, she's already been engaged in the conversations to say yes. And we have Sharon, who does a wonderful presentation, but not really just a presentation. All these people were selected because they allow Spirit to come through you, just like we practice out here. But Sharon Allman, I love her, and I love her presence. And then, once these names started coming forward and I already approached them, if we do have to stay in a place of separate but inclusion, I want to say it, know that if you're watching and you're a minister out there, we can receive a new minister that way each and every week to be part of us. Whether you're a student out there exploring the opportunity of ministry through Unity Wide World Ministries, or from Center for Spiritual Living, or if you're a minister that only wants to be engaged once a week or once a year, know that your engagement matters to us. That's the beauty of us. We are open to all divine messages at this moment because change happens. Change happens. And the third one is that I am so grateful for all y'all, as I said the other day, because in the now moment of change, the creative yous come through and bring forth pieces of technology that can be refurbished as we reconnect. We have everything that we need, whether it was the funds that was in your pocket that said yes to being part of this new adventure, or the holding that consciousness in your heart. We've created a new reality that we are grateful that we can share. So thank you for being with us today as we share our intention to be love with the world. This is Tim from Squim, speaking from his heart, from Port Angeles, because change happens, and I'm here with you. I love you. Everybody have a blessed week, and we'll see you soon.